Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair. I am Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I am joined by the delayer of shipments, the founder of the Nekula. I am not doing well tonight. I'm just going to leave this version in. I am joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar _games. But that's not all. I'm going to probably fumble my way through this one.
It's a big one.
I am also joined by the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over. The man Optimus Prime popped and he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight, the master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking this show off the rails, Nate. How you guys doing?
I'm good. I would like you to add the center square from now on as well.
Center square.
You're technically the bottom square.
I know.
Oh?
I know. I'll tell you, I'm doing quite well in my awesome Loot Crate Turtle shirt that is in the correct size.
Listen, this is a sensitive subject for me because those fucking pricks emailed me back and were like, well, we're too busy to get you a replacement of the shirt you want, but we'll give you our most recent Loot Crate shirt. And I looked at it and like, it's a Jaws shirt, which normally I'd be okay with because I love Jaws. But I looked at the shirt and it's kind of mediocre. Like, it's like paper cutouts of Jaws and the lady.
It's a Loot Crate shirt, let's be honest.
But compared to that one,
this is a specialty. Loot
Oh,
Crate.
exactly. That's why I should fucking get my money's worth.
You telling
you
me
should.
that shirt is nice? And that
I never
you're
said it
happy
wasn't
that
nice.
it's in
I said it was the
box?
wrong fucking size. And it has nothing to do with what fucking color it is, Jarmar.
The value of that shirt.
You can cut it
Listen,
out.
I'm not.
Here. One
I'm
for
not fully
you.
convinced that
One
this
for
is
you.
Actually, Michael. I'm pretty sure it's not Michael, just because he couldn't get through the intro. So how do we know if this is?
You're
like
not wrong.
Elseworld?
I don't fumble that often,
true.
so. But in
No,
my defense,
you don't.
I'm running on like 5 hours of sleep after working overnight, so. And I only have like one more of those, so we'll be back up and running soon. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here this week to talk about Haslab. And
Again?
yeah, we're going to talk about it 2 weeks in a row because that's just how we roll here. We're not very original.
Wait, that was
so
last week? I'm sorry.
yeah, right. So his tank got fully funded all the way to the final stretch goal. Everyone's excited, hoping for that there'll be more because it's continuing to grow. So we figured we would go through and kind of figure out what we would want from the other Hasbro property lines for the next Haslabs. And you don't have to choose one for everything, but you have Marvel Legends, Star Wars, Power. I guess they haven't really done one for Power Rangers, have they?
They have not, but I.
Okay.
So.
But yes,
I wanted to poke in just 1 second because I wasn't being rude. I just wanted to give a current count where we are at with the his tank as of this moment.
So as of Wednesday night.
Yes. So it is at 204.97% with 16,398,000 backers of the 8,000 needed, and it still has 33 days to go. So we're talking over a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do they ever just end it? Like, all right, yeah,
Nah.
guys, we're good.
They've never had anything fun this quickly.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So even then, like they've had stuff that funded before it
they
got to the
won't.
finish line, but they have no reason to stop it ahead of time.
No, they
Yeah, I
don't.
guess that's
'cause
They're
not-
printing
why
money
would
at
they
that
do
point.
But
Yeah.
it'll whether or not they just stop giving us stuff.
Yeah. Which I think, honestly, I think at this point the only thing more they'd give is going to be like we talked about last week. The rest, we'll get multiple of those color variations for the driver.
Yep.
Or technician. That's what it was, not the driver. But yeah, I don't see them doing anything extravagant. Like I know a lot of people are hoping to get like some sort of thing to hitch onto the back. I'm like, that's probably gonna be a separate release for like $40 at Target or something.
Yep.
So we're gonna discuss, what we'd want from the other companies, not from G.I. Joe. I guess if you want something, what the next G.I. Joe one is, you can pitch that too. Who would like to go first? Because mine's very predictable, so I can go first to save the better ones for last, or
Let's go with mines because it's so far off the wall. And I might slightly be breaking a little bit of rules, but there was no true
What rules?
clarification. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
I
So
said create a Haslab. I didn't fucking give you a parameter.
all right, so the Haslab that I'm going to create is something first of its kind, partly because I don't know if they ever did it before, because I never followed Haslabs until just recently.
Jamar's like,
So,
I want Reva's double-bladed lightsaber to be the next Haslab.
God darn it, you already know. No, so I'm going to do some difference. This Haslab is actually going to announce and kick off a new brand. Now, this is the first time this ever happened before. There's never been a time in Hasbro's history that they have launched a new brand that they're adding with the Haslabs. And the reason why they're doing this is there's a lot of success on a crossover that they did recently. And they reached out to one of the property holders of said company or said property and said, you know what, this was amazing. This was a great kickoff for us. We'd like to do more. And what can we have? And that property holder was like, look, everything else is wrapped up. Cartoons, old cartoons, new cartoons, all of this. We don't really have anything for you. And then they said, well, wait a minute. What about some comics? Some more recent comics. So I'm going to announce it right now. The new Haslab from Hasbro, that's right, Hasbro Pulse, whatever, is the Technodrome. A full in-scale 1/12. This is confusing. This is the most confusing and first of its kind.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
We're doing a full Technodrome, and it's going to be full scale for, of course, said figures, right? So it's going to have some cool things on it, some light up shit, and it's not necessarily motorized, but it will have traction so you can push it, if it's cool. It opens sort of like the old school one, so you can see like it could be a diorama as well, or you can close it up and just have like this big ass Technodrome.
I can't wait for the completely unrealistic price that he's gonna throw on this thing.
No, I'm pretty fair, because if I can just possibly make up whatever the fuck I want to, I don't have to make it super expensive.
No, but we know it ain't gonna be the same as the tank.
I forgot to write down the price.
Oh my god!
What I was thinking. So we'll just throw a number out there. We're gonna say $3.99. Does that sound great? Okay, maybe not. $3.99. We're going.
Let me just paint this picture for you. So the his tank is $300.
Is the his tank $300?
Yes, the his tank is about the size of the wheels of the Technodrome.
Okay, so we'll say, what am I willing to spend? $4.99. There we go.
Well, Jamar's not backing this.
Listen, we actually here at Haslab and Hasbro, because this is the first time of its ever existence of launching a new brand with a Haslabs, we're actually going to cut the cost to get more backers, and you'll understand why. Well, first, if we go through, we're at the point we're just asking for 8,000 backers. Okay, that's all we need, because we don't want to go too high. We just need 8,000. Again, I told you I have no clue, and I don't understand how Haslab works.
I know, it's the best part.
It's very apparent.
Yeah, it's very clear that between costs and just the whole situation, you are very not in your.
Listen, but wait until you hear these goals, these stretch goals, and this is why it's so important, right? This is why it's so important. So with the kickoff of this new property, they have been so gracious at Nickelodeon to allow us to venture out into the IDW comic line. And so we're bringing the Technodrome, right? And we're asking for 8,000 backers just because we know that's something exciting that, for the first time. And I don't know how long ago. When was the last Technodrome that we actually got? I mean,
if you're talking about like not re-released but brand new, probably back in the 90s.
Right.
No,
so
there was one released for Out of the Shadows.
Like an actual figure one, not the Mega Bloks or Constructor set or whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, but no one remembers Out of the Shadows. It was a great movie. Some people didn't watch it.
So good. Oh,
anyways, but yeah, so it's been a year. It's been a year. It's been years since our fans at the Turtle World have gotten a proper Technodrome. Nothing from like those movies with weird looking turtles. So we're expecting a lot of popularity on this because we have the full force of Nickelodeon behind this, right? So to unlock these tiers, we just have some really special things that we're gonna assume is gonna get people excited. And I understand right now, most people who collect things at Hasbro have no clue, probably don't collect anything turtle related because they only buy stuff from Hasbro. You know what I mean? They wouldn't go out there and buy something from another company. How dare they? That would just be insane. So what we're gonna do is a first of its kind. We're actually gonna announce the tiers ahead of time to generate some excitement. And the reason being is because we would really like to get to our goal so we can actually go forward with this line. We want to show Nickelodeon how excited our fans are. So for the first 48 hours, if we hit our goal, 8,000
Oh my
backers.
god. What?
Again, remember these turtle fans are dry. They haven't had anything.
Well, I'm not saying this wouldn't get fun, especially if they had that imaginary price that you set. This thing would have been funded in the first hour, not even in like a first 48 hours.
First 48 hours, we're going to include something that's really pretty much imperative to a Technodrome. You have to have some foot clean or
some foot.
So
some foot
we're going to go not one but two I can't fucking say it. Foot soldiers.
Glad I'm the only one who can't say words tonight.
And then after that, we're expecting the excitement to get built up because we're telling you what you're getting ahead of time. So we're gonna also do at 9,000 backers, so just 1,000 more than what we need to get this off the ground. We're gonna introduce for the first time new molding, new character. We got the ultimate Utron Krang, and he's gonna be fully equipped into his battle droid body, not the really big one. Don't get confused, guys. It's a small one. Read the IDW comic, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we have that at 9,000. So we needed something special to really get the excitement going. So at 16,000 backers, we're actually going to throw in something else that is absolutely imperative. It is the Foot Clan master himself, Shredder. So we have that. Now we have 2 Foot Clan soldiers, we have Krang, and then we have Shredder. That is the total package that's going to get you really excited. You get that off the ground, right? You'd think we'd have something at 20,000 backers, but we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Here's the reason why. Because along with this announcement, we're also going to say at the end of the run for this, we don't want to get too crazy into you guys' pockets. We are promising to announce these 4 turtles today. And these are all 4 turtles that we have molding, tooling. We're ready to go. We're going to wait till this is expired, and then we're going to release the 4 turtles as well. And these will be a general release because we're going to assume everyone's going to want the turtles, even people who are introduced, into the Haslabs and whatnot. So those turtles are going to be everywhere. They're right here. You can see all 4 of them. They have the amazing design of the IDW comic, the earlier issues, not the later ones where it turns into a furry comic book. Okay, so they're the early editions of the turtles, basically up to 100. So you have those designs. So you have these 4 turtles in all their glory. Those will be on sale at Hasbro Plus. If you subscribe, you'll get those a little bit earlier. But those will be a general wide release for everyone. But then if we get this off the ground, this is going to have the total kit. So for $500 and then the 4 turtles in the future, you're going to have everything you possibly could want from Ninja Turtles with this Haslab. That is my TED Talk or my announcement for Haslab.
So Nate, do you want to blow holes in his ship or shall I?
Whoa, this wasn't a competition. This is just a presentation.
I know, it's still a discussion, and we need to explain to you why you're very much out in left field on this one.
Yeah,
listen.
You could take it.
I'll take it as the resident negative Nancy here. I'll take the heat. So first, let's start with the most blaring problem here. Your price. That's
we figured out. We're gonna 3D print these, so they'll be faster than ever.
That's more expensive.
No. At our scale, because we started our partnership with Print Labs.
He said 1/6 scale.
No, he said 1/12 scale because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the difference. He thinks 1/12 is 12 inch and 1/6 is 6 inch.
I said 1/12 scale. I said they're gonna be for your 6-inch figures. That's what I said. Not 1/6.
I'm just used to you being very confused by the concept.
I looked it up before typing this in.
So first let's start with your price, because there's a lot of holes in this ship, but this one is the most unrealistic of it all, and that is that a Technodrome in scale would be at
Subsidized.
minimum borderline the size of the Batcave that I have sitting across from me. So you're looking at, if you're lucky, paying $800 for that, not $400.
Nickelodeon's subsidizing it.
No, they're not.
That's why.
Nickelodeon ain't paying a dime.
Why would Nickelodeon be? Okay.
Jamar's just living a fantasy world of what he wants and how much he wants to pay, not what he wants and what it's going to cost.
This is an event. This is an event.
So let's say, generously $800 is probably what you'd pay for that. Second problem I have, if you're going to start a turtle line and you're going to announce it via Haslab, which I feel like is also not a very smart business practice, but good on you, Hasbro. You're probably going to start with something smaller like the turtle van, and then and then include the turtle. Yeah, but that's just it. It's smaller scale. You can keep it cheap. Those are the ones that get funded.
Nah,
you can get a turtle van in that scale for $300, maybe $400, depending on if it's bigger, and then have the stretch goals be the turtles and stuff like that. And there'll be special ones that come up with stuff that you can't get at general release.
See, that's the problem: is introducing the turtles and giving them away in a Haslab is going to be like you can't really win that battle because you gave away the turtles in the Haslab, right? And now the people who want them general are like, well, wait a minute, I want the turtles. I didn't back this van, so now they're just forever gone in this.
No. These are your special versions.
Here's the thing, yeah, but you can't. What can you do special?
You'll have different head sculpts, different accessories, like every toy company does. You'll still have the same base body. Yeah, so different, like, these ones will come with maybe...
You would know about different accessories if you didn't throw them away.
Listen.
Yes, I wish we were the same room because I would fucking high-five you.
Are those accessories right there? Those look like some accessories, right? I got the only the important accessories.
Give it a few months, you'll throw those away too.
Fuck Playmates. I threw away Playmate accessories. All right. So the reason why though that to me wouldn't work is because it would again like kind of split the audience of like, well, fuck that. I'll just wait until the general release of these coming out. So
but
why
that's it though. That's how Haslab works.
Separate.
It's not for everyone. It's for the
changing Haslab, buddy.
Well, that's problem number 3 is that you're trying to overhaul something that already barely works. And they're in the camp of even if it's broke, don't fix it. So, because that's how corporate America works. They don't fix their problems. They just keep pushing through until you give them your money.
I'm fully aware, but as the CEO of Hasbro Pulse.
I also like that you came to this like it was Fanboy Fight Club, and you had to like give the full pitch, not just like give your idea. Like you had a full presentation.
I didn't know we were gonna have to go work for Hasbro.
No.
Yeah, no, that was not the assignment at all. He's the teacher's pet overachieving.
I felt it was more entertaining.
He's over here trying to earn his college credits his sophomore year of his presentation. But yeah, overall, I like the idea. I like the idea of there being Ninja Turtles and them being comic book and having a Haslab. I think that if you want to fucking just drive the nail in the coffin of NECA, that's what you do. You come out with the turtles everyone fucking wants. You give us fucking vehicles that are in scale and not crazy expensive, and fucking pump them out, and they'll be cheaper.
Hasbro doesn't know how to make vehicles unless they're Haslab.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is they'd only be Haslab. Yeah. You wouldn't get like anything special at retail. I'm just saying that if they did something more reasonable, like a smaller, that's like a turtle van, because a Technodrome also takes up a lot of real estate, which mine takes up a lot of real estate too. Of what I'm going to pitch,
which is why it wouldn't be in stores either.
But it's also why it would have a even smaller audience, because you're going to take that already small audience that wants these big projects and dwindle that down to who has space and funds for it. That's why a lot of the bigger ones don't fund, because of money, or because if they're even bigger, space.
Technically, there's only been 3 that haven't funded.
Well, I guess don't fund as quickly is the better way of looking at it. Like,
the Rancor wasn't that big.
Yeah.
In consideration with other, like the Razor Crest is bigger.
Razor Crest get funded?
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like, because like Galactus, it got funded, but it got slowly funded, and it slowly made it through the stretch goals.
It's because it's Galactus,
and but it's also massive, and that's also a character that people want.
Yeah,
right. But I also think that look at how quickly all those Fantastic Four figures went on clearance. I don't think the Fantastic Four is as popular as people want it to be.
Oh, give it a couple
Not
years
yet.
till the movie comes out, and their popularity, their fucking stocks going
Hey!
through the roof.
I
It's
hope it
questionable.
is, but let's just look how it is. It's already been tried twice, and it hasn't happened well. I just don't know that that's a property that I would want to stake my claim on. I'm just saying. I think it had its time and its place, and it's not now. But
But it
we'll
hasn't
see.
had Kevin Feige.
I can be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
Because look at Spider-Man. I mean, people have mixed feelings about those two other trilogies until it became cool to like them again. And
I always liked the little one, or the middle one, even though the movies were not great.
I loved Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and I enjoyed at least most of the Sam Raimi films. But
Except for the last one.
they still weren't well received to a lot of people for a long time.
I just think that current situations, I think the X-Men would be way more relevant if they took the real tactic of how hated and difficult they have it.
I got you. Because it's more relatable. It's more relatable today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Spoilers for something that you'll probably never watch. Let's be real.
no, it's not.
What is spoilers? I'm confused. X-Men are hated, right?
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that if they he's saying if they handle it that way with like how much the mutants were hated in the comics and in the shows and stuff by the general public because they were different. Because the X-Men have always just been a metaphor for racism, essentially. So I'm saying that they've kind of hinted that they're planning on going that direction with it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that only is a spoiler because you made it a spoiler.
I mean, it's a spoiler if
This is true.
whatever. Regardless, Nate's never going to watch it anyway.
I would not have known that, and this is a spoiler for like a 15-year-old movie, but I would have not known that there was a twist coming in the movie Matchstick Men with Nicolas Cage, except somebody told me, they're like, oh, you're never going to guess the twist. And so within the first 10 minutes, I guessed the twist. But if someone had not told me, I would have been like, huh. But as soon as the one girl walked out, I'm like, that's not his daughter. My wife was pissed because that's what it was.
That's funny.
I like to add a title to Michael, even though he doesn't get
Oh my god.
the spoiler of content.
First off, he doesn't know what content I'm talking about, and realistically,
I assume it's Ms. Marvel because you said I wouldn't watch it.
You were so specific.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm pretty smart.
Wait,
I didn't say you weren't
can cut
smart.
this out, but I'm so happy that this is happening live as like Nate is reading everything back and he's like, I never said anything.
I'm pretty good.
First off, I just want to also put on the record that Jarmar actively says I spoil things because I said something that was in a trailer one time, and now if I talk about any sort of movie or anything that's coming out, he's like, spoiler, 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 spoiler. So he's got this.
Spoil?
Oh, I can't even
How do you remember at this time?
It was like a fucking
so
year
weird.
ago, but it was something that was in the trailer, and all I mentioned was the fact that, oh yeah, I'm so excited for this to happen. And he's like, spoiler, man, I don't watch trailers. I'm like, okay, well that's like, what?
Wait, I'm trying to find. Oh, you guys deleted it. I was gonna find it. I know this is poor, television for people.
Yeah. So anyway, Nate, do you want me to go with mine, or do you want to pitch yours?
Well, I'll pitch mine quickly because honestly, I guess maybe I read it wrong. So I did projects for like a bunch of different Haslabs, not just like one, but I thought up a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, which I think is crazy that it hasn't happened yet, and it is a Power Ranger Haslab, and that would be not necessarily in scale because that would be too big, but a deluxe Megazord. I mean, at least
that bitch better be as tall as that shelf.
So, all right, hold on a second.
He's gonna pull out.
He's gonna pull out a fucking in scale one already or something.
Let me get my 3D printed. No,
his third party one that he's like, I don't support third party.
Oh, okay. This makes
it
sense.
could be like as big as like Fortress Maximus.
Okay.
Here. So we're talking like at least 18 inches.
So you're talking about the size of maybe like the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like blocky like this because it would be the Megazord. But the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger MegaZord. It's weird. They've released like one or two versions of it, but either one wasn't transformable at all, and it was okay, and then one wasn't transformable at all, and it was still kind of shitty. So I can't pull him back now. I can't stand him up. All right, there we go. Hopefully he doesn't fall over.
The 3-pump chump of taking it off the rails.
Yeah, And hey, what the funny thing is, for if there are such things as modern Toy Fair enthusiasts, go back, because it's been sitting here.
I don't know if I should be insulted.
Since I showed it off. Well,
I know, but just the way that you phrased it, like, I don't think anyone fucking watches this show regularly.
That's fair.
Listen, I've made my feelings clear. I'm not a fan. So my feelings tend to bleed over. So, but anyway, it's been there. It's been sitting here since I showed it off on weekly purchases. I don't know how many weeks ago that was. Maybe a year. I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. But
I don't think a year, but yeah.
It's been like maybe 3 to 5 months.
I don't think so. It was not this year.
It wasn't this year?
It was not.
What?
It was not calendar year 2022.
Oh.
Not Fortress Maximus. Metroplex.
Oh, you have too many big Transformers. I can't keep track.
I do.
So 6 to 12 months. We'll say.
Yes, maybe more. I'm not sure, but it's been sitting there ever since. Anyway,
if you are an enthusiast, go back and look and comment below.
Yeah. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the Power Ranger that makes Hasbro the most money. Mm-hmm. It's the most popular. It has the most nostalgia. There are
the most
debatable
real releases.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean it's in looking at their release schedule for the Lightning Collection, kind of shows that they understand that. They've been slow to release new Rangers, and everything that does come out does tend to tie back in with Power Ranger, the original Power Rangers.
And even now they're doing 2-packs that are like half Mighty Morphin, half other stuff.
Yep, exactly, to get those back out there. Because those, like the Pink Ranger, I know they re-released it here recently, and then like the Red Ranger they go for pretty big money. And so they're getting that back out there to satiate that audience that wanted that. So this would be technically branded as a Lightning Collection, even though it wouldn't be. It's too big to actually put them in it.
Could you imagine?
I'm thinking about that.
Imagine how cool that'd be, though.
It would be pretty cool.
It would be bigger than that shelf. It'd be like as up to your ceiling.
Yeah. But at the 18 inches, it would be like fully transformable, so that way that you could actually form all the different individual Zords and then be able to combine them together and come with, the swords, all the different weapons and things like that. That would be really, really cool. I think that would be awesome. I don't know that as far as stretch goals, I think probably one of the things would be like small in-scale representations of the Rangers, so they could like sit up on his shoulders and stuff like that, or maybe like different effects. There's no way to possibly do a whole other thing. I mean, it's possible that if they doubled it, maybe we're making this up. So if Jarmar gets to do Ninja Turtles as a Haslab, I can do whatever I want. And I would say if they double their orders, they'll get a Dragon Zord.
Yeah,
and it'll, so I don't know. But isn't the Dragon Zord almost as tall as that's like a second?
It's its own thing.
That would. Yeah, that wouldn't work.
You'd almost have to get like
double Haslab.
It was the white Zord, Tiger Zord, right? That was the one that like attached to it. It didn't have its own transformation.
Yeah, that was from a different
show. Like a shield and sword or something. So,
there was a Zord that essentially just attached to the MegaZord and like made it better.
Yeah, we could probably do something like that, but that's one of the ones I would see. I can't believe they haven't done it.
That's actually surprising.
Yeah, I would probably say, like, if I had to put a price point on it, it would probably be like $6.99. I'm thinking, which would be a lot. It's probably the most expensive they've done, but I would say probably close to that, or at least $5.99.
And I feel like
they
just have
to request subsidies. Just request subsidies, and then it'll go lower.
Well, the problem there is that Hasbro owns Power
it.
Rangers.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
so
they go across the hall. They're like, "Hey, can we get
no subsidies? No subsidies."
That is true. That's unfortunate.
So, do you want to comment on that, or do you want me to go into my other
just real quick? I just feel like the only thing I would add to it is give it a light up feature, so like the chest lights up and you can see the Rangers inside.
Yeah. Oh, Yes,
Oh,
that
that's
has
it
to
right there.
Mhm.
That would be
That's
very
right
cool.
there. That's it
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only thing
That'd
I
be
have
cool.
to add because my version of it would be much more unrealistic because I'd want it in scale with the 6-inch figures. So yours is at least more reasonable than than anything we've gotten
Wait.
so far.
No one has space for a Technodrome, but I got a life-size fucking Zord in my room.
Like it would be like 12 feet tall, I think.
Listen, that was your scales thing was like issue number 3 on the list. Let's
Yeah.
conquer the first 2 and we'll talk.
Let alone the fact that all of a sudden
Subsidies.
just Hasbro has the license that Playmates
they're-
held on.
I mean,
They were
Playmates
just
is also
they're
fucking Nintendo is just like and you get turtles and you get turtles. So like
I almost did the same thing. Nickelodeon.
Nintendo, Nickelodeon.
He's got Mario on the front.
yeah, sorry. That whole it's a me
Not
conversation before all this.
The
Carry
other
on to the
one-
next one.
Is a GI Joe one because it's done extremely well. So why not? But my thought process would be to do a lower cost one, maybe like a 150, maybe 199 price point one, and it would not be another vehicle. Although I do think that would be like super cool. But I guess it isn't. It's not really a vehicle. I would want them to do a GI Joe the movie Cobra Law 4-pack. So that would require a lot of new tooling, which is why it would be a Haslab, and it would be unique tooling as well. I don't think a lot of it would be able to get used elsewhere, but it would be specifically for characters. And it would be Globulus, the leader of Cobra Law, that would come in his cocoon egg thing that you can
Okay.
break open in his tail.
I was
thing
expecting
in
like
his
some
mouth.
Jabba thing, like
Yeah.
because I don't know who this is, so I'm just kind of imagining.
Are
it
you
in my
looking
head.
him up?
No, I'm just looking at. Jarmar must be.
Yeah. Yeah. Globulus. Yes.
No, I have.
So
to.
then the second one would be Nemesis Enforcer, which is basically his right-hand man. The third would
Oh.
have to be the Cobra Law Royal Guard.
I was not expecting this weird like Centaur Metroid guy.
Yes. Yes. Look up Nemesis Enforcer. Tell me you wouldn't want a 6-inch Nemesis Enforcer.
I'm kind of afraid. Okay.
Oh, okay. That guy was actually ironically in the same picture I looked up. With
Yeah,
the
that's
wings. I was not expecting GI Joe to be so fantasy.
Yeah,
Oriented.
when did that
Well,
happen?
this was G.I. Joe the movie that came out in 1987, and it's a huge piece of shit compared to the Transformers the movie that came out the year before. And I am saying this as a way bigger G.I. Joe fan. It's horrible, but this is fun and it's part of history. And the 3 figures that I just mentioned, Globulus, Nemesis Enforcer, and the Royal Guard of Cobra Law, those would be representations of 3 original figures that were in the vintage line that came out for the movie. But also the 4th figure would be the character Pythona, which is a major character in the movie, but because it's a sexy, weird snake lady, they did not make her into an action figure in a boys-centered line in the 80s. Sort of understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boys don't like.
but the-
sexy.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane already told us that boys don't buy girl toys.
Right. At that time, I think he was probably.
What about
more correct.
what's
the
her name?
80s?
The Scarlet not Scarlett Johansson. The Black Widow looking lady.
Scarlet.
Yeah, Scarlet. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
that's why I went there.
They used to pack. So back in the day, a whole year's line would pretty much come out at one time and just be stocked throughout the year. They didn't do this wave shit in the 80s.
Good old days.
And back in those days, they used to pack like 36 and 46 figure cases, right, of figures of the whole line, and there would be one Scarlet in there. So, and she's still sat
Crazy.
on the shelf. So, boys were not super into that in 1982. Todd was correct then.
In 1982.
So
I mean, in his defense, he
and
still thinks it's
on-
1982.
that's the issue. That's the issue because he was right about the
Pretty
past.
big issue.
But yeah. So, but that would be awesome. I think around 200, 250. I who does not like the movie. I watched it here recently. I didn't go to. They played it in the theater like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't go see it because I just couldn't make it work. But I would have gone. I've accepted it. The cartoon was never my G.I. Joe. That was a fun diversion, but I was the Marvel Comics Larry Hama written story kid. So the show was just fun, but they got the story wrong.
Kid Nate actually read, unlike the rest of us.
Oh, I did. Those G.I. Joe comics.
We didn't have to. We grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, we had good TV shows and good movies.
Yeah. Everything you guys had was based on something that we had. So
yeah, you had to read books because your movies were shit.
This is true. Well, we had awesome movies, but they were all awesome original movies. So is that so wrong?
That's fair.
Yeah, because we had like Ghostbusters and Gremlins and Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Well, we had Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
and video games.
Yeah,
with actual real graphics.
I had video games too.
I don't know if Pong counts.
I didn't have Pong. I'm not that old. So it was Atari.
That's Jason.
It was Atari and Nintendo. So, but my family had a Pong machine, but I never played it. I wasn't that old.
Yeah, right then.
Yeah. So, but that was kind of really the two that I put the most thought into. The rest of them weren't really that good, if existing at all. But those were the ones that I wanted to present because I think those could be actual viable. And could be made because honestly, I don't know what the Black Series can do for a Haslab. The Black Series is not a vehicle-based line, and it's not a giant creature-based line either. It's a figure line, it's a character line. The other stuff works really, really well in Vintage Collection because that's the scale that lends itself to vehicles and play sets and things like that. So that's why the Vintage Collection ones are also very successful. That's part of world building. Having the Razor Crest goes a long way to, making your Mandalorian display awesome. And the same with the sail barge. You put that in a 6-inch, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you're
gonna have even less room than what I'm about to pitch if you did that.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right. So strap on in, kiddos, because this is a big one. And everyone already knows it because let's be honest, I've been crying about it for fucking years. Ever since this Haslab shit started. Hasbro, you've got vehicles that sell well, and you've got a property.
Jarmar is Hasbro.
Yes,
yeah,
so
that's me.
Hasbro.
Let me see if I can get this green. I'm not Hasbro. I'm just a CEO. Just a CEO.
Okay, Hasbro CEO. You've got this incredible property, and you've proven that vehicles will sell. I need
that will sell.
Will sell. Okay. Because obviously, the His Tank kind of proved that they can sell a vehicle that is in 6-inch scale. I need an in scale, not some fucking half scale bullshit. An in scale X-Jet. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want you to be able to open up the cockpit, and I want there to be a row of at least 6 chairs so I can have the team sitting in it. We're talking, this thing is going to be probably at minimum 3 feet long, if not maybe a little bit longer. Probably have a 2.5 foot wingspan, depending on how big you have to size it. Obviously, comes at a very hefty price, but the fans want it. Literally, Dan Yun, one of the designers for the Marvel Legends team, when the His Tank exploded day one, he literally tweeted, and I have it up here. Let me pull it back up. Where'd my Twitter go? This is what I get for switching things around. Me and the Sentinel homie just appreciating the support that the toy community is showing Haslab His Tank. We're both competitively contemplating now. So, they want it. We want it. So give it to me. I understand this thing is going to generously cost upwards of $1,000. I'm okay with that. I'll sell kidneys. Hell, I'll sell the boys. I'll make it work.
He's still going to be about $200 short.
Right. He sells his boys. He gets it. And then 6 months later, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just not into that scale anymore. I sold it."
that is.
First off, I've never changed my scale.
You can't get your boys back. Well, you've changed brands. I mean,
brands, but not scale. They've always been technically 6-inch scale.
Your X-Men are
MOFX.
MOFX,
which is slightly smaller, but if anything, it'll make the thing even more impressive then, because they're slightly smaller than Marvel Legends.
If you're saying 3 feet long and 2 feet wide,
minimum,
I don't think that's outrageous, though.
Yeah,
I don't think that would cost $1,000 because, granted, the katana only goes one way, but that's 4.5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you're saying room for 6, you mean room for 6 passengers total?
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you could do...
That's not unreasonable. I thought you wanted 6 up front in the cockpit.
No, so I'm talking like you open it up, you've got the 2 like co-pilot and pilot seat, and then you have one behind each, like at least 3 rows back.
I think you could, I think you could do 3 rows of 2 and the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know shit, so who knows? But I think, just judging from other things, I think you could do that for less than 5. Maybe 6.
I'd be stunned if it was 5 or 6.
Yeah,
just because of the size alone.
You know what I always say?
I'll give you $600 for your testicles.
Shit, I mean, if they're doing it, we'll fucking we'll go find someone in the alleyway and
I will have a jar of formaldehyde and or whatever you put testicles in, and it'll say Michael's testicles, and I'll fucking put them right here.
That's a true collector right there.
First off, for someone who's not a fan of the show, that's some fucking fandom right there.
Look, man, to pay $600 and own someone's testicles that they wanted in exchange for a plastic airplane, fuck yeah, that's a small price.
Well, you put it in that context. But I liked it when you said that. Michael said, "Yeah, if that's what they're paying." And I'm like, no, it ain't no they. It's me.
No, I'm saying if that's what they're selling the X-Jet at, is if it's at $600, sure, fuck it. Because technically, testicles are worth significantly more.
That's the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Your testicles, right? It's Photoshop your testicles in there.
It'll just be a blurred.
Not in a jar. Be careful what you ask for.
But yeah, so I want an X-Jet. Stretch
I
goals.
was on the thumbnail last week.
Stretch goals, you could probably have like just some attachments to it, like something on top for like Storm to be like standing on top of it to controlling the weather while it's supposed to be flying around. You could probably do some like exclusive versions of some of the characters.
I would recommend something to come with it that can hold it. I don't know.
Oh, I agree. It needs to come with a stand.
It
needs to come with a stand.
The Razor Crest came with one.
Mount.
Yeah.
I don't know what good a stand's gonna do if this bitch is fucking 2.5 feet wide.
No, I meant you can mount it to yourself.
At that point they'll tell you get some fucking fishing line. I don't think they're gonna include that. I do want it to have like a ramp that like opens and closes from the under part and landing gear. I do want it to light up. It doesn't have to have sounds. I generally see that as pointless anyway, because 9 times out of 10 years from now, it ain't gonna fucking sound the same anyway. Stretch goals would really just probably be like characters, like maybe get a re-release of Professor X with like an updated version of his hover chair or something,
like a small one.
Yeah, something
that could like go in the jet,
so he could just sit in the back behind everybody, which it really seems kind of fucked up to put the handicapped guy in the back, but
put him in the middle.
Like, put him in the middle.
Have it right behind. Have him like right behind the
cockpit. So you do the cockpit, and then you have him,
up.
and then you have the 3 rows. Okay, I'd be down for that. You know what? If it saves money and space, you don't even have to have 3 rows of seats. You could just do the like bench seats against the wall, and just give it like little like seat belts.
Or you could like have a thing that you can actually add the seat back in if you take Professor X out. Maybe he doesn't go on every mission.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we could do something. Yeah.
I mean, he is kind of a selfish prick. He kind of just be like, "Oh, you guys go. I'm gonna sit this one out. I can listen to you from afar. I can know if you're losing.
I don't need to be there."
Yeah. I'm just gonna hang out with Moira. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. We're not gonna reset the timeline. But yeah, so
I was going blowjob, but okay.
I was just making a joke because of the Powers of 10 line. Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Oh my god, he spoiled another content.
Oh my! First time I spoil anything because he's talking about blowjobs. Go fuck yourself.
Well,
But yeah, so that's mine. I want an X-Jet, and I will fucking pay just about whatever they ask for it if it's in the right scale. I don't want to do like, I love Nate's idea, but I don't want to have like something that's small and they can be small figures. I want.
Oh,
I
I
would
like you like my idea of selling me your testicles.
No, I mean that'd be a funny bit. Like at this point, I almost want to buy some fake ones just to put them in a jar up on your shelf.
Yeah.
But I that's what I want. I mean, if it's not clear, a little bit of an X-Men fan. I've got these prints. I've got the Sentinel. Like I'm ready for it. So
cool.
And literally everyone responded to that tweet with, give me the X-Jet, give me the Blackbird, this, that, and the other, and like gifts and stuff. And I'm like, fucking do it, you cowards.
And if they did that, I mean, it's not that unheard of to then maybe possibly do a retool on it and do a Quinjet for the following year. Mm-hmm. I mean, make it with that in mind. Make it so it could be.
Maybe these have similar wings and jets. You just have to change from having the long neck to just the cockpit. Yeah. Definitely a lot of options.
Make that work, Hasbro. Because that could potentially, absorb some cost. I don't know.
Or at least give it options. Because even if they did another Haslab with it's the Quinjet and it's a lot of reuse, but they redeco it and add a bunch of cool stuff and it's significantly cheaper, it gives people an option for that as well.
Yep.
Did you say it would help subsidize?
Listen, Disney ain't fucking dropping a penny on this.
They don't care.
Yeah. Disney's like, if anything, you're going to have to give us more money to do this.
Why would Disney care? They haven't done anything X-Men related in forever. So they don't care.
That's bait. Anyone got anything else to add before we close this out?
The last X-Men movie. No, that was it. Just think about it, subsidies, and you want that IDW line.
Oh, I do want the IDW line.
Let us know in the comments below how much you'd price the Technodrome.
Yeah, let me know. I want to know
$199
how much you would pay versus how much you think it would be for an in-scale Technodrome from Haslab. In the comments below, but also let us know in the comments below what you want from Haslab for any of the lines: Ghostbusters, Power Rangers, Marvel Legends, imaginary lines like TMNT, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, you name it. Let us know in the comments below what you want. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out here in the channel and also gets you access to all the wonderful toy content that we have to put out. Follow us Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. All the links will be in the description below. Go and follow Jarmar on twitch.tv/Jarmar_games, where he occasionally streams. You can check out his podcast, Why You're a Gamer, on all podcast platforms, and eventually his YouTube channel, Why You're a Gamer. Of course, go and check us out Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time-ish. Not because we're late or anything. Live on Twitch, where we go over our weekly purchases on Wednesday night OnlyFigs. Nate, what you got for us this week?
We've got a whole new podcast coming out for you guys. It is called Slappin' Subsidies. And I don't even know what it's about. I think it's a 4-part series to try to see where Jarmar and I try to figure out what subsidies actually means.
I like that better. I like that.
When you subsidize, you make things cheaper.
Okay.
I just like that Nate's like, I don't think you're using that word right.
I don't think that's right, but
Oh my god. But yeah, so check that out, and hopefully here in the next few weeks you'll get to see one of Nate's imaginary podcasts actually come to life. You'll see. But that's it for this week. Hopefully we'll see you next week, same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
I hope it's not the one where I talk about my wiener for an hour.